And good evening, everyone. Welcome to another exciting Saturday Night Wine Stream and another exciting edition of Drink with Rick. I'm Rick, and tonight we are going to open an interesting wine from Winestore in Blakeney that of course, I usually go to. And this is called Casarena Estate. And we're going to open it up. I have never tried this wine before, so we're going to open it up and try it out tonight and see what it tastes like. We're going to pair it with some food. We're going to toast some birthdays, anniversaries, a couple of late birthdays because I was out last week, and I'll get to that in a minute. A couple of minutes there. And we'll toast some national days. We'll just talk and chat and have a great time. And, of course, if you're just joining me, for the first time, this is Drink with Rick, and that's what we do. This is a stream of consciousness type of show. We just get together, hang out on a Saturday night, and have a great time. Just chatting and having some wine and just having a good time. Okay, and once again, this is really not scripted. I have a few show notes here, but I don't always follow them per se. The real star of the show isn't me, and it's not even really the wine. The real star of the show is us, you and me, interacting together. So please join in the chat. And we have folks in the chat already. Ed's in the chat. Ed, it's great to see you. Ed says, hi, Rick. Hi right back at you. Ed, it's really great to see you. And Ed says, are you doing an episode live from Podfest next week? Well, we'll have to talk about that. Might be a little bit tough for me to do, but that would be a lot of fun. I've thought about it. That would be a lot of fun, though. Anyway, if you're just joining us now, of course, you can watch us live on Facebook and on the Facebook page at Drink with Rick. You can also catch us live on Twitter. You go to at Drink with Rick on Twitter, and we're also on YouTube at Drink with Rick. And Twitch. We're also live on Twitch. Let me see if we have anyone in Twitch at the moment. The Real Shoe 600 is with us. Hey, how's it going? He says, hey, how's it going? And he says, lovely wine collection in the background. Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. These are all wines that we have had in past wine streams. This is our 50th wine stream. It's been a little over a year. 50th wine stream. I'm going to get to that, too. I'm going to toast that in a little bit. But stick around. Tell me what you're drinking, or tell me what you're not drinking. Tell me what you like to be drinking, or what you like to see me drinking. If there's a wine that I haven't tried before, suggest it, and I'd be happy to try it out and give it a fair review. And of course, I am an everyman. I am not a sommelier. I'm not a wine expert per se. I'm just an everyman, like 99.9% of everyone out there who just enjoys wine and I know what I like, I know what I don't like, and I taste it, pair it with foods, and if it's something that I like, you might like it too. I don't always trust the reviews from some of these, and there's nothing against them, of course, but a lot of these sommeliers and the fancy wine aficionados. They know their wines, they know their thing, but you know what? Their tastes don't always match mine. They don't always match yours. What they like, we might not like. What we don't like, what we do like, they might not like. Getting a review from an everyman, I think that's a little bit balanced out, don't you? Threshold 600 says 50th. Wow, congrats. I had some K-ciders and vodka lemonades earlier in the night. Wish I was having some wine, but all of the shops are closed at the moment. I hate it when that happens. I really do. We can talk about that some more a little bit later, too. Anyway, you can join us if anyone else is on YouTube. Let's see who else is on YouTube. Not so much. Sometimes we get a few people watching YouTube, more on Facebook and Twitch. And, of course, on Periscope, we're tweeting live on Twitter, so you can catch it there. I think we're tweeting live. It looks like it. Twitter is something that's a little hit and miss sometimes. Anyway, you can catch the podcast. Of course, this is converted into a podcast later. And you can catch the podcast. That goes out at 10 p.m. Eastern Time every Monday night, and you can catch that at Drink with Rick. Of course, you can watch this live at drinkwithrick.com. Just go to drinkwithrick.com, and there's the website address right there, the URL down below, and you can watch it there. Now, we don't have a chat open there on the site, but you can go into the comments and leave comments below there. If you actually click and open the page where the stream is going on, you can enter comments there, and I'll get the comments and I'll respond to those as well. You can listen to the podcast, of course, and email me. Email me at rick@savoyamedia.com. That's rick at SAVOIAMEDIA.com. And I'll be sure to respond as well. So let's introduce the wine. See if anyone else is in the chat going on here. And Ed says 50th. Wow, congrats! Thank you, Ed. And I want to say congratulations to you, but we're going to do that in a few minutes too. So stick around. I hope Shelley's with you as well. Hope she's doing well, and stick around because I've got a little congratulations coming your way. I don't want to spill the beans on this, but anyway. So let's go ahead and check out this wine because this is an interesting wine, and this is what we've got tonight. This is a Casarena Estate. This is a red blend. This is a 2016. This is from Mendoza, Argentina. And the thing is about this wine is I picked it up in Winestore, and I was looking around. I was trying to do a little research on this wine. I actually did take a little bit of a taste on it when they had it up, and this was a few weeks ago. I did say that I didn't try it before, and that's not entirely correct. I'd forgotten that when I went in there for their Thursday night wine tasting that they had given me a taste of this to try to see what I thought of it, and I said, well, I might try this on the stream. I had a few choices, and I went with this one tonight, and I'll explain that a little bit later, maybe if I can remember it. Anyway, so this Casarena Estate, it's a 2016. I've got some notes on, some tasting notes on this, or a little bit of background. I have actually a tech sheet or a sales sheet on it. And I'm going to read some of this. The winery background. It's a Casarena is forging a different path from the other wineries in Mendoza. Instead of searching for undiscovered terroirs, I can never say that. Terroirs. In new places like the Yucco Valley, it is discovering the hidden gems in its home region of Luján de Cuyo, a place full of rich tradition, potential, and unique micro-terroirs. Casarena has purchased as well as planted vineyards in several distinctive sites, and they control all aspects of wine growing and winemaking in order to maximize the flavor expression of these terroirs. They keep having to put that in there, don't they? Anyway, so this is, let's get a shot of the back of this wine. I'm going to read the back of this for you. This is a 2016 red blend. This is 60% Cabernet and 40% Malbec. And, that's an interesting blend. It's going to be an interesting blend to try tonight because usually, they also make a cab, and the cab is I don't know if that's 100% cab. It might be, you can have an 80% cab, and they can still label it as a cab. So I don't know. I didn't really look at their tech sheets on that, on the cab, the Cabernet. But 60% Cabernet, 40% Malbec on this one. And it says here, I'm going to read this for you because it might be hard to read on the screen. We began with a simple idea, become experts on micro-terroirs within the Luján de Cuyo appellation and select unique vineyard sites that would create wines that bring renewed excitement to a historic Mendoza winemaking region. These grapes are 100% from our estate vineyards in the districts of Agrela and Perdriel, and the wine is unlike any other in Mendoza. This is produced and bottled by Casarena Bodega y Viñedos S.A., and this is 13.5% alcohol by volume in this 750 milliliter bottle. Now, having said that, looking at the tech sheet for this, and I've got a copy of the text sheet right here. Actually, it says the alcohol content is 14%. And this is supposedly this is the 2016 vintage. So so we have a little bit of a discrepancy here. On one side it says 13%. I don't know if you can see it in the lower left-hand corner of the image. It says 13.5%, and then the text sheet, which I don't have to pull up and show you, it says 14%. Take my word for it. It says it's 14%. Is what it says. So I don't know, half a percentage. I don't know if it's really a big deal, but it can be, especially since the actual alcohol volume, as we all know and we've talked about many times on the Wine Stream, isn't the posted or printed, the one that's printed on here on the label isn't necessarily. It's just a base mark. It's not necessarily the amount of alcohol that's actually in the bottle of wine. It could be as high as 15%. All we know, could be higher than that. You don't really know, but that's what they put a benchmark there of some sort. Base number 13.5%. So it's 13.5% is not too high. It's a little bit higher than maybe some organic wines, but it's still a little bit, you get to 14%, you get to 14.5%, 15%, it gets a little high up there, and you kind of want to watch out for that. Gordon's joined us in the chat. Gordon, it's great to see you. I'm happy you're here. I'm looking forward to seeing everyone at Podfest coming up, and we're pretty excited about that. Tommy and I are excited about going and being there with all of our friends, all of our podcast friends and colleagues. And anything else going in Twitch? Let's check over here. Nothing going on YouTube. And and of course the Real Show 600 or the Real Shoe 600. Excuse me. The type is small. And so he's had some cider and vodka, lemonades, and I guess you're set for the night, huh? But nothing with cider and vodka, lemonades. As a matter of fact, I had a lemon vodka, and I can't remember the name of it, but my wife purchased it. She was planning on making something with it, and I said, well, you can't really make that with vodka. And so she said, oh, okay, I didn't know that. So she put it in the fridge, and it's been sitting in the fridge, and I took a little bit of it, a few sips, and it was actually pretty decent. It was kind of a lemon lime flavored, flavor injected vodka, which I never tried that before. Usually, when I've had a vodka, it was straight. It wasn't flavored or anything, and I didn't know what to make of that. But I tried a little bit of that, and I thought, oh, that's not too bad. But of course, we're talking about vodka. Let's talk about wine. And Pete is joining us in the chat. It's good to see you, Pete, too. Good to see you too, Pete. I haven't had any wine yet. I'm already started. But it's great to see you, and I hope you and Denise and Connie are doing well, and Bo and Miles. And let's see. We're going to I'm going to get this out now. I'm going to try this with a few foods. We've got some foods to pair it with tonight. I almost forgot about that. I want to show you what we're going to pair this with tonight. This is pretty simple. Got some burgers with cheese in there, infused in there. We've got some medium cheddar, and let's see, we have a beef summer sausage. I think that's not Hillshire Farms. What's the other one? Hickory Farms. And my favorite, Trader Joe's Gouda, and a little bit of puto that my wife made, and I'll explain what that is in a little bit. This wine is actually supposed to go pretty well with meats and medium cheeses, according to their text sheet. We're going to find out. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and open this. And before we do that, I want to give a shout out to my sister Gina. Gina is in the chat. Hi, Gina. It's great to see you. Hope you're doing well. I hope everything is going well. Will you say hi? Tell me how you're doing. We're going to go ahead and open this wine now. And I'm going to try it with my fancy schmancy mechanical corkscrew, which is always fun. Of course, at this angle, where the way I'm sitting, this is really not the proper way to do this. And of course, I'm doing this for the stream, but this is really not the correct way to do it. I've actually broken up the neck of a bottle on this before, but I think the bottle was already cracked when I opened it. Anyway, let's hope we don't break another one tonight. We won't have any wine to drink. There we go. That came out really fairly easily. A lot more easily than that cab that's sitting in the back there that we tried a few weeks ago that didn't want to come out at all. And of course, to aerate the wine, I've got my trusty Veneto wine aerator. I have not had any of this yet. I promise. I have not had any wine in over a week. But this is from the Veneto Wine Lover set, and you can actually purchase the entire set at Amazon.com. We have a link on the website at drinkwithrick.com, and you can actually purchase that. But they also have these by themselves, and I think these on their own are like $13, $14, $15 maybe. So, and of course, to pour it into the glass I'm going to pour it into is my trusty Cooper's Hawk genuine crystal wine glass from the Cooper's Hawk Winery and Restaurant in Orlando, Florida, which we will be returning to in just a little bit. I don't know if we'll get a chance to go to the Cooper's Hawk Winery this time, but we'll be in a different area. So we're going to pour just a little bit of this into the glass, and we'll get a little bit of swirl to help aerate it out. Oh wow! I'm about 10 inches away from this wine glass, and the aromas, I can smell the aromas. It's strong. The aroma is strong here. The on the nose, I mean right straight to the nose. It is there's a lot, and I could pick up right away. I could pick up like a blackberry, a little bit of blackberry there. It's a very, very berry, a lot of berries in there. We'll give it another whiff here. Yeah, of course, cherry, black cherry, I think, and some blackberry. I think they're all black, kind of dark berries in this wine. Is what it smells like. But that's what's very fruity on the nose. Very fruity on the nose. And of course, I'm not too surprised that it would be somewhat fruity because you've got that blend of Cabernet Sauvignon. You've got the Malbec in there. And so I'm not expecting it to be too fruity, but I am expecting a few other things, and we'll see if it's going to live up to that. Let's let it breathe for just a minute. And while it's doing that, let's find out a little bit more about this wine. I was looking this up online a little bit, and there isn't a whole lot on this vintage, on this 2016 vintage. There are a few other things. I found some reviews on it, but they were all in other languages. So I don't know. It is a wine from Argentina, so I wasn't too surprised, but I expected a few more of them to be in English. I was checking the pricing on this wine, and it retails, according to the text sheet from the Casarena Estate, the winery. Their suggested retail price is $20 a bottle. And I found it was all over the map. I checked around, a Wine Searcher. Wine Searcher had it for $17.99 here. And I think I saw it from anywhere from between $15.99 and $19.99. It was just the prices were all over the map. And but that's the $20 bottle is what, $19.99 from Bag and String Wine Merchant, wherever that is. It's in New York. $20.98 in Rye Brook, New York. $20.99 in Providence, Rhode Island. $21.99 Cappy's Peabody Fine Wine. I don't know where that is. So we have $21.99 a couple places. One in Indiana. Three places. Massachusetts. Okay, a couple places in Massachusetts. So it actually, in some places, it's actually above the $20 benchmark that's set by the winery. That's not too surprising because some states will tack on, by the time they take on all their beverage and alcohol beverage taxes and things like that, dock stamps, whatever, it can be kind of pricey and it raises the price somewhat. But I purchased it. Let me get back to a wine store. I purchased it at Winestore in Blakeney, North Carolina, which is where I usually stop with my wine. And I've got the receipt right here in my hand. And that was $17.99 for this bottle. So that's what I paid for it at Winestore. Now, let's get to tasting this wine. Wow. Let's give it a try. Oh boy. This one is the first thing that came to my mind. It's rather I'm not sure what that was. Maybe that was just me. I did clear my palate before we started this thing, but let me look and see if I've got any other notes on this somewhere to see if. Yeah, it's true. It's very cedary, almost too cedary, I think, in a way. Okay, the second taste is not too bad. The first taste was very, very tangy and very, very cedary, and that's mostly what I got out of this wine. I didn't really taste much of the berry. I could smell the berries, but I couldn't really get much of the taste of the berry in it because it tasted like there was a lot of wood in it. I wonder if I got a good bottle of this wine. Maybe there might be. It doesn't taste corked. It doesn't taste corked, but it's not exactly. And I have to say, I have never had a bad wine from Winestore. It's just it might be this particular bottle is a little bit off. This does not taste like the wine that I tasted at Winestore last week. There's something a little bit off about this wine. Let's see. I can taste the blackberry. I don't taste the cherry anymore at all. I can taste a little bit of blackberry, some coffee, but and it's a little tannic. Some light tannins in it. It's not real bad. Some light tannins. I'll try a little bit more of this. But the thing is, and again, this is the first bottle of wine that I have opened in over a week, so it might just be my palate. It might just be me. Okay, a little. I can taste a little hint of the cherry in it now. Strong on the blackberry. It's coffee, but and a little leathery, I think. But it's a lot of wood. Tastes very cedary, and it's somewhat tannic. A little acidic. Very lightly acidic. I'm not really sure what to make of this wine, to be honest. And I have to say, usually I'll either like it or don't like it right away. But because to give it a fair shake, because I had not opened a bottle of wine for over a week, it's a little bit. Maybe it's me that's off, or maybe it's the wine that's a little off. I don't know. It's not bad. I mean, I'll drink it. Of course, I'll drink it. It's not really bad. It's very full. It looks rather full bodied. It says medium bodied over here, but this looks full bodied to me. And yeah, still kind of cedary. Anyway, so let me get back to the chat here for just a moment and see what's going on here. Facebook, Gina says, if you get a chance, try out this and the itowine.com. I think I've actually looked at that site before and looked at it. I'll take a look at it in just a little bit. And she says, what are the California prices? I didn't see any prices for it in California. This is actually imported by Vine Connections in Sausalito. So it comes in to California, comes in the country from there apparently. I did not see any prices for it in California. To be honest, all the prices I saw were up in the north or the northeast. So I don't know. I'd be interested to find out. Let's see what else is going on in the chat. We have in Twitch. Oh, Add Me Friend 1 is here. Good to see you, Add Me Friend 1. Joining the chat. It says, looking slim, pimp. And that was, and the Real Shoe 600 says that was such a clean opening. Yeah, it was. It was a lot easier than I expected to open. I was a little bit hesitant because we had a bottle here that I had a lot of trouble with a few weeks ago, but that was nice. It's just I'm not really sure about the wine itself, to be honest. But we're going to pair it with the food anyway and see how it pairs with the food. This says now normally a Cabernet and a Malbec. I've had a few of those. We had a few of these wines before that were a mix of Cabs and Malbecs, maybe a little bit of Syrah or Cab of Syrah or Petit Syrah, that kind of thing. And they're pretty decent wines. This one I am absolutely not sure about. I'll drink it. That's what we have to drink tonight. I could open another bottle, but this is what we're drinking tonight. Let's see. Ed says Uber, Rick. The answer is Uber. Okay, so I gotta pull up here in the chat a little bit. Ed says even if you don't do a wine stream from Podfest, I'm willing to be a roadie for you. That's good to know, Ed, because I'm not calling you to do that. Then I definitely want to split a bottle and talk live streaming with you. We're definitely going to do that, Ed. We are definitely going to do that. Maybe if we can get Sean in there with us, and the three of us could sit down and open a couple of bottles. Let's see. Gina says, so glad you didn't shatter when you did that. I'm glad too, because the time that I did open that, open a bottle and it shattered. It was actually at a dinner that we hosted for some friends, and it just the whole neck of the bottle just shattered in a bunch of pieces, and I didn't even hit it that hard. It was just I was going down easy on it, and it just went crack and busted. And I had to go get another bottle of wine. We couldn't use that bottle. And that's the only time that I've had, but I was a little worried when we opened that cab, that 2018, and that little squatty bottle that's sitting over there. The wine was pretty decent, by the way. It was actually good. It's just getting the cork out was really, really tough to do. And I had a few hairy moments there. You can go back and watch that stream. There were a few hairy moments there when I wasn't sure I was going to be able to get it out of the bottle or get it out of the bottle safely. So, let's see. The video is stuck for me. Well, it's looking okay here. It might be your connection. Yeah, she says it must be my connection. It might be your connection, Gina. Hope not. Hope that recovers quickly. And let's see. Ed says, let's see. Oh, Uber to go to Cooper's Hawk. You want to go to Cooper's Hawk? My wife, she wants to go to Cooper's Hawk as well. She wants to have dinner at Cooper's Hawk again because she does not like. She didn't like the hotel that we stayed at the last 2 years at Podfest, but she really did like the Cooper's Hawk restaurant because they make the pasta fresh. And they're right there. It's like all fresh, and it's really, really good. And their wines are good. I still have one of their wines right here, that Tempranillo, and I probably should have opened that tonight. But that Tempranillo that's down here is from the Cooper's Hawk Winery, and I've been saving that because it's my last bottle of wine from Cooper's Hawk. No, we might have to, she wants to go down there, and that's on an international drive, and that's a little bit, I think where we are this year, it's on the Disney property. That's a little bit of a drive. To be honest, I do not like going down I-4. Did it very many times back in the day when I worked at Disney and lived in Winter Park, and then later on when I lived in O-Town, in the middle of O-Town, and it was a long drive either way. But over the years, I-4 has just became a dangerous mess, and now you go back there and I-4. Last I checked, I-4, that stretch of I-4 near International Drive and Disney and in O-Town there is considered one of the four most dangerous roads in the country. And it is. I mean, it's hairy getting on and off that road when you're getting off at say like Kirkman or Sand Lake or something like. You know what I'm talking about, Ed? I'm pretty sure you do. But anyway, see, like I said, we're going off on a tangent. That's what we do here. I'm giving myself a minute before I try this with the food. I gotta recover my taste. Let me get a little cracker in my palate and a little water, and we'll do the pairing. That's better. So we're going to try it. I have with me tonight, I have some burger. This came from our local Harris Teeter, and it has cheddar cheese in it. I don't know if it's a mild, medium, or sharp, but this is supposed to pair really well with burgers. That's why I have it up here. And this is a pretty good burger. Neat burger. Fresh, not frozen. I like the burger. That's not bad. Actually, it's not too bad. It goes okay with the burger. If you can get past the cedary taste to it, because it's very, very cedary and very kind of tart, it actually goes pretty well with the burger. I wonder if it might do the same with this beef summer sausage, although I'm not holding out too much hope for it. We'll give it a try. It's a good summer sausage, by the way. Again, not bad. Not bad. It's okay. It actually brings out the smokiness of the sausage a little bit, the spiciness and smokiness of the sausage. It actually brings it out okay. So this is bad. Once again, this is not... they had a bottle open, and I tasted a little bit of this, and this is not the same taste that I had the other night. It's something a little different. I think this particular bottle might be a little bit off. I'm not sure. It's not bad, but I wouldn't say it's my favorite. I have favorites, but it's not my favorite. It's hoping for a sure solid winner here, but not the case this night. So let's see what else is going on nothing on YouTube. Let's try this with the medium cheddar. Medium cheddar is supposed to go pretty good with mild and medium cheeses. So we'll try it with that and see how this works. Gina, did you get your connection back okay? I hope so. It's okay. I liked it better with the burger with the cheese, the burger with the cheese mixed in, than just the cheddar alone. But it's not bad. Now, let's try it with my favorite, the Trader Joe's Creamy Gouda. Now, as you know, we have tried this thing with almost a dozen wines back here, and we have never had a miss on it. If it passes the Gouda test, then it's okay, right? It passes the Gouda test. And this is indeed a creamy Gouda. Stick around because we're going to talk about Trader Joe's in a minute. I like that. It's okay. Not fantastic, but it's okay. It pairs okay with the Gouda. I can work with that. Now there is one more thing I want to try it with, and we'll try it with towards the end of the show, because that's really, I mean, it is a food, but sometimes I consider it more of a dessert than a food. But and that's my wife's puto. Puto is a Filipino dish. This is actually a rice cake. This is actually a steamed rice cake, and my wife makes this, and she has her own recipe for it, and it has rice and vanilla and a few other things in it. So it's a little bit sweeter, so I'm going to save that towards the end of the stream. So in the meantime, let's get to toasting. And this is okay wine to toast with, I guess. I'm not going to go crazy with this on the toast, but we'll toast with it. It's good. It'll be okay. Let's see the birthdays. I got a list of birthdays here, and I wanted to say first of all, I want to give a birthday toast to Drew Ackerman, to Andrew Ackerman, fellow podcaster who we'll see at Podfest, and Drew is and I've mentioned Drew before. He is a host of the Sleep With Me podcast. And Drew's birthday was on the 18th. I know it's going back a ways, but I missed an episode here of Drink with Rick. So I'm backtracking a little bit and trying to catch folks whose birthdays I missed because I wanted to toast them. But this is for Drew Ackerman, and host of the Sleep With Me podcast. And if you've never heard Sleep With Me, it's very, very interesting. The whole purpose of it is for people who have sleep issues and who have trouble going to sleep, insomniacs, or anybody who just likes to listen, just for the fun of it. But for people who are kind of insomniacs who have trouble sleeping at night, he does a Sleep With Me podcast, and he has a very, very, he has a great way of, telling stories and just talking about things like that in a very soft tone and just, kind of mellow and that sort of thing to help lull you to sleep. So if you have trouble sleeping at night or day, and depending on when your sleep schedule is, then you can listen to the podcast. You listen to the podcast, and it helps lull you to sleep, and it works. And a lot of people say, hey, it really does work. But that's the Sleep With Me podcast. And Drew's birthday was on February 18th. I want to say happy birthday to Drew Ackerman. Happy birthday. This wine's starting to taste a little bit better now. Probably because I had some of the food, and probably because I've already had some of the wine. So it's starting to taste a little better. Not 100%. Still, I can still taste the cedar in this wine, but it's okay. It's all right now. It's not too bad. It's mellowed out a little bit. And let's see, anything going on in Twitch? I'm checking on Twitch just to make sure. And let's see. The Real Shoe 600, let me backtrack a little bit. He says, haha, in a way, I got back from the club and eating some delivery whilst attempting to recover before I go to bed. Smart move. But you know what? Sometimes eating and of course, I'm not preaching, okay? Because I do this all the time myself. I know where you're coming from. You drink some, and then, drinking kind of gives me the munchies sometimes. And then, of course, you kind of want to sort of, recover a little bit, yeah, like you were saying, and before you go to bed so you can still be able to sleep at night. And then you start eating. The bad thing about this is that because you've got the sugars and stuff that are being absorbed in your bloodstream from the alcohol, and then you eat after. That's why it's in my opinion, in my personal opinion, I think it's better to eat, like have wine with the dinner, or eat dinner first and then have something to drink a little bit, rather than to drink a lot and then eat something later That's just my thoughts on it, because your body's still, processing all the sugars in there, and then it's going to be processing more food on top of that, and then you're going to try to go to bed. I don't know that in the long term that's really really healthy, but I know where you're coming from because I've done that too many times myself. I've done that a lot myself. Sometimes that's just this is what you do. But hope to stick around before you go to bed, and maybe we'll help you recover, or you can watch me eat. But I'm glad you're here anyway. So getting back to the chats here, I'm hoping Gina got back because I have something I wanted to mention with my sister on board there, and I wanted to wait till she was back before I did that, if you could. And Ed says, "Happy birthday, Drew." Yep, happy birthday. And let's see. Let's look at the rest of the birthdays. Of course, I did toast at the previous wine stream my friend Rhonda Poe, whose birthday was also on February 18th. Since we're toasting Drew, I'm going to toast Rhonda again too. This is for you, Rhonda. Happy birthday, my friend Rhonda. And another birthday that's coming. It was on on Tuesday, the 25th. He's not here tonight in the chat, but he is often here, and sometimes he's kind of lurking around in there. But my friend Matt Snyder, my friend Matt Snyder, who is one of the co-owners of the Winestore, he is. And they have a number of locations now. In fact, they just opened up a location in Raleigh not too long ago. So they're doing pretty well with that. But this is from my friend Matt Snyder. Matt, happy birthday. And I'm not going to give away your age. I know your age, but I'm not going to give it away. But anyway, that was on the 25th. And happy belated birthday, I should say. Happy birthday to you. This is for Matt. And this wine is starting to taste a little better now. It is. Okay, a few more birthdays. Let me reload here. A few more birthdays to toast. My good friend Kate McSweeney. Kate, her birthday is coming up in March 2nd. And I believe that is that Monday? Yeah, it's Monday. And Kate... she was the program director after my friend and boss Chris Wolf left WFL to go on to bigger and better things, another market. Kate McSweeney took over, and she was the program director there. No, wait a minute, that might have been first. No, I'm sorry, I got this wrong. I got that wrong. Kate was there first, and then she left, and Chris took over from there. That's right. I had my timelines wrong. It was so far, it was so way back. That we're talking 1980, late 80s, early 90s. So that was 30 years ago, 35 years ago, something like that. Anyway, my good friend Kate, she was the program director at WFL. For a period of time, because we were still on the trail. We were still on Orange Blossom Trail before we moved to Lake Mary at the time, and so she was with us then. So I remember that. Anyway, here's to Kate, whose birthday's coming up. I have not seen her in years, but we're friends on Facebook. And Kate, here's to you. Happy birthday! Happy birthday! This is for my friend Kate McSweeney. And another WFL alumni. We have several WFL alumni to toast. My friend Kathy McCurdy. And she was with us at WFL in accounting. And this is to you, Kathy. Happy birthday. And I know her age too, but I'm not giving that away. They're ladies. I don't give out. I I'm a gentleman. I try not to give out the ages of the ladies unless they specifically say, sure, do that. There's one more birthday I want to celebrate, to toast, and this is my niece, my lovely niece, my beloved niece, Jenny Balabalos, and this is for Jenny, who's a special niece, one of my special nieces. And Jenny has two young kids. Now, the thing with Jenny is, I know I've mentioned this several times before, but my nephew Lester, who was killed in a drunk driving incident, he wasn't drunk driving. It was a drunk driver hit him and killed him at high speed. And he was on his way home from work, minding his own business, and this guy just came in and smacked into him, hit him, killed him. And this was in Orlando. It was I think it was on the 417 or somewhere around there. But anyway, we lost Lester too young. He left and Lester was just a great guy, and it was a huge blow to all of us. We all loved Lester very much, but Jenny, was. His wife, and she has two young kids, and that she's raising now. And I just want to say, we remember Lester, but we also remember you, Jenny. Happy birthday. It's not easy raising two kids. She does have the help of a lot of family and friends around to help her out, which is a good thing, to help her get through that, because she was pretty devastated by that, as we all were. But especially Jenny. And I want to say to Jenny, we love you, and happy birthday, and I hope you're doing really, really well. Here's to Jenny. My niece, Jenny. We have an anniversary of sorts, and that's why I'm glad you're here, Ed. We have an anniversary of sorts. This is for Ed and Shelley, actually. Now, our first year at Podfest this is going to be our third year at Podfest here in Orlando. Our first year at Podfest, and that was the year that Ed and Shelley launched their show, Selling Sarasota. And I really enjoy that show because I listen to it just about every week. Listen to just about every episode every week. I enjoyed the show very much. And of course, and I'm not going to go into all the details of this, but Shelley had some health issues, and they kind of had to put that aside for a while while they dealt with some of that. But they're back. They're back, and I'm really, really happy. First of all, Shelley's back, and I'm glad that she is. And Ed is back. I'm glad he's back. And I want to say that Selling Sarasota and their podcasting is back. And Ed says, woohoo! Yeah. This is a toast for Ed and Shelley for sticking it out, because they've had some things they've had to deal with there, and I know what I know the sort of thing that you all have had to deal with, and so I can fully appreciate the situation. But Ed, here's to you and Shelley, and to Selling Sarasota, and I'm looking forward to more episodes of that podcast. I'm a big fan of the podcast. Even though I don't live in Sarasota, and I'm not really into real estate in Sarasota, it's still a fun show to listen. You don't have to be. It's just a fun show to listen to. They do a lot of different things. And Ed says, "We're back, baby," and that's right. I'm glad you are. I'm really happy that you are. And I just want to say it's great. Congratulations to the two of you, and I'm looking forward to hearing many, many more episodes. Looking forward to it very much. My good friend Ed and Shelley. And let's see, anything else going on Twitch? Let's see, nothing else happening on Twitch at the moment. I think the real Shoe 600, he might have gone on to bed. That's possible. But it's understandable if you've had a lot of vodka lemonades. Yeah, I know that feeling. Anyway, so where are we here? There is, aside from the anniversaries, I wanted to talk about all the national days. We've got to toast the national days. I better go easy on this wine, right? We're not quite halfway there. We're good. I've got a good pace on here. So anyway, so national days. Let's talk about the national days. This is fun because the national days, of course, we pull things every week. We pull things to toast from the National Day Calendar, and that's at nationaldaycalendar.com. And Marlo Anderson, who is the CEO and owner of National Day Calendar, he's the proprietor there, and he does a great job of keeping us up to date with all the national days. So I want to start off with a few national days for a few days, and we'll mention those, and we can toast them, and toast the ones that you're interested in, that you want to toast. Did you know that? Of course, today was Leap Day, February 29th, leap year. It happens only once every 4 years, and I'm getting to the significance of that in just a minute. Did you know that today, February 29th, National Time Refund Day? Now, I had no idea. What that was all about. So I had to look it up. And of course, according to the National Day Calendar, and I thought I had it pulled up here, but I don't. Anyway, according to the National Day Calendar, National Time Refund Day is the day, because it happens once every 4 years on the leap year day of February 29th. That's you're getting a day back. Theoretically, you're getting an extra day back. So you get that day back, and you want to make the most. It's kind of like a time refund. It's sort of like a tax refund, like you're getting a tax refund from the and trust me, we're not getting a tax refund this year. We're gonna have to pay some taxes, I think. But National Time Refund Day, theoretically, it's supposed to work the same way. You get a whole day back, so you want to make the most. You want to plan out that day and make the most of that day, and do things that you on that day that you couldn't have gotten done because you didn't have an extra day to do it. Appreciate the days more, right? And we don't know how much time we have on this earth. None of us do, really. So getting an extra day, theoretically, getting an extra day is, you want to make the most of that, right? Well, I made the most. Well, okay, I didn't make the most of it. I'll tell you what I did. I pretty much, I tried to get a nap today. I got a little bit of a nap. I caught up with some stuff, caught up with some podcasts and things like that. Saturday I hung out with my son Tommy and his dog, and just kind of hung around and just spent some time with the family a little bit, and just took it easy because I kind of needed it to take it. I needed to take it easy, but so I think in a way I made the most of National Time Refund Day, such as it is. I think I spent it the way I wanted to spend it, just relaxing. Just taking some time off and just, getting some rest. I needed the rest. At my age, I need the rest. So here's to National Time Refund Day. I'll definitely drink to that. And this is a little bit, I don't know if I even want to bring this up right now. The other national day for February 29th is National Disease Day USA. I do not want to make light of this. National Rare Disease Day USA, because there's a day for rare diseases. The thing is, though, we do have a something going around. Of course, coronavirus, COVID-19, I think is what it's called, and that's going around, and there's a lot of concern about it. So I'm definitely not here to make light of that. A lot of concern about this, and a lot of people. There's some people that are near panic. The stock market's dropping because of it, and they're worried about. They're even worried about recessions and things like that worldwide because of this. Not just here, but across the world, especially in China, because we get a lot of our products from China, and this coronavirus thing has been a very serious thing around the world. But of course, we've had our first fatality supposedly from the coronavirus. I don't know if it's been verified yet, but supposedly our first fatality on California, I believe, yesterday or today. So this is nothing. Definitely, this is nothing to make light of. So there's a lot of concern about it, and rightly so. Pandemic, they're calling it a pandemic now, pretty much. So that's what I've heard, and I don't want to spread I don't want to spread the fear anymore. But I'm just saying that it is kind of interesting that February 29th is Rare Disease Day USA, and here we have a brand new thing called coronavirus that's going around, which is apparently not so rare anymore. It was in the beginning apparently, but not anymore. So I'm just saying that's National Rare Disease Day USA. Are you all concerned about the coronavirus? Anyone else concerned about it? I don't know if anyone else is. You're really worried about it, or is it just something that you're thinking about? Anybody on Twitch, are you really concerned about coronavirus or anything like that? I don't want to really harp on this subject right now. I know that I was not here last week for the wine stream because I was a little under the weather, and we did have a comment from someone in the chat last when I was up briefly announcing that I wasn't going to be doing the stream, saying, "Oh, I hope it's not coronavirus." And I know she was. I know she wasn't really kidding. I mean, it is a real concern. A lot of people are worried about it. So she wasn't making light of it. But that just tells you how close to home this whole thing is hitting. And I don't know. Anybody else really worried about it? You're not worried about it? What do you think? Is it something that you're not really? You think this will pass and everything will be okay? I don't know. I hope so. I hope everybody will be fine. Chris has joined us in the chat. Chris, it's good to see you. It's always good to see you, and I'm glad you're here. And Chris says, sounds like you spent it very wisely. Cheers. And he's talking about today, the time back, the time refund day. Sounds like you spent it very wisely. Cheers. So thank you, Chris, and cheers right back at you. And I would say that I tell you what. To be honest, I had no idea until I was getting ready doing show prep for this show. I do a little show prep, such as it is. I had no idea it was time refund day. So I was just spending it like any other Saturday. And then I realized, the day's almost over and it's time refund day. Maybe I should have spent it a little bit differently. And then I thought for a second, you know what? I kind of spent it doing exactly what I wanted to do. So I think I spent it well. Ed says, no, you're not worried about coronavirus. Ed says, not worried in the least. Well, I'm glad. And I don't think there really is a cause to panic per se, although there are some folks who are, and there are some others who are not concerned at all, and in between. But I think it's something to watch. It's something to be aware of. It's something that I'm glad that people are trying to be on top of it. Some of our officials, are trying to stay on top of and be alert to. But no, I'm not really too concerned about it either. So, and I don't think we should be. I don't think we should be completely complacent. I think we should be, doing what we we normally do to just protect ourselves from anything else like the flu the flu's going around still. To protect yourselves from anything. I think just normal common sense stuff, but I don't know that we should really be panicking or anything like that or too concerned. And of course, we're going to be going down to an event in Orlando here shortly, and there's some people that are concerned about, oh well, should I shake hands or should I just fist bump or should I just keep my distance from everyone? I would say just use your common sense. Just use some common sense. That's all. Don't be paranoid about it. Don't be super introverted or try to stay away from everybody because you're afraid you're going to get coronavirus or something like that. Just use a little common sense and be cool about it. That'll probably be fine. Probably just fine. So, and that's my take on it. Now, I'm not a doctor, and I don't play one on TV, and I don't play one on the wine stream either. So, I definitely don't play health nutritionist. I'm drinking this, aren't I? I'm here. I opened this up, and I was like, I'm not too sure about this wine. Oh, whatever. I'm going to drink it anyway. Just because I paid for it. I was like, I'm going to drink this wine, whether it tastes good or not. I have a threshold. I really do. I have a threshold. But it's... just use some common sense, folks. That's all I'm saying. Just use a little common sense. That's pretty much it. And Ed says exactly, Rick, and just take care of your health. Panicking never helps at all. 100% I agree with you, Ed. I agree with you 100%. So, I'm checking Twitch. I am. And Anime Friend 1 says, LOL, Facebook is so 2010s. I don't want to get off on a tangent right now, but yeah, Facebook. We're all on Facebook, but and Twitch is a popular platform. It's a social media platform, although primarily for gaming, but it's also becoming popular for a lot of other things, like food and beverage and drinking, like what we're doing here. That's why we're on Twitch. We have followers on Twitch. I follow people on Twitch. I watch some things going on Twitch. So, I keep up with a lot of that. Where was it going with that? I don't know. So, National Day. So let's finish toasting the National Day so we can move on. Okay. Let's see. March 1st is... we've got a few things. March 1st is National Dadgum That's Good Day. National Dadgum That's Good Day. Okay, I'll drink to that. Woohoo! Dadgum That's Good. I'll drink to that, although I can't necessarily say that's the best wine, but I'll say Dadgum That's okay. National Fruit Compoted Day, National Horse Protection Day. Now, if my friend, let's see, he's not in here now, is he? No. Glenn the Geek, Glenn Hebert, if he was here, I wonder if he's celebrating this day. Ed, how do you know? Glenn the Geek, is he celebrating National Horse, what is it? National Horse Manure? No, it's National Horse Protection Day. I think he would be celebrating that, and he may know about that. Glenn the Geek, or Glenn Hebert, is he owns the Horse Radio Network, HRN. We're going to see him at Podfest too, and he has made a living. Who knew? I mean, he started a podcast on horses, and it turned into a network. The thing just blew up into a network, became wildly successful. I had no idea that there were that many people into horses. I like horses. I haven't ridden one in quite a while. I haven't ridden one in, oh my goodness, I haven't ridden one since I was a kid. We had a friend of ours who in Salisbury she was a real big horse lover, and she would ride horses around in our neighborhood all the time. She'd stop in, and we'd all get on her horse, and she'd give us rides and stuff and ride her horse around. When I was a little older, it's like, yeah, I can ride a horse. I haven't done it in, I don't know, since I was a real young guy, but it was fun. Riding horses is fun, but I had no idea that horses, the whole horse thing was so popular. I'll watch a horse race sometimes, Kentucky Derby and stuff like that. But I had no idea that horses were that popular that you could create a whole podcast network and thousands of shows and have millions of people listening to this. I think that's pretty amazing. That's pretty amazing. Here's to Glenn the Geek and the Horse Radio Network, by the way. And to National Horse Protection Day. National Minnesota Day. Should we drink to Minnesota? Here's to Minnesota. It's one of the great 50 states of the United States. Here's to National Minnesota Day. I probably regret that in the morning, but hey, it's National Minnesota Day tomorrow. National Peanut Butter Lovers Day. Who doesn't like peanut butter? Okay, maybe I should rephrase that. Who isn't allergic to peanut butter and loves peanut butter? When I was a kid, nobody had ever heard of peanut allergies. I had never heard of peanut allergies. Nobody I knew had a peanut allergy. And then all of a sudden, in the last, we had our kids. I think it was not until we started getting them ready for the school age that I started hearing of stories about kids with peanut allergies. And I mean, it's very, very serious peanut allergies, kids who died from peanut allergies, things like that. I had no idea. I had never heard of that before until we had kids and they were school age and there were people worried about peanut allergies. A serious thing, I'm not making a lot of this at all. And our kids were fortunate; they didn't have peanut allergies. They didn't, but they had friends who did. They have friends who were allergic to peanuts. Fortunately, we never did because I love peanuts. I love them boiled. I love them roasted. When she makes her roasted peanuts, and we've had them up here before. We've tasted them up here before with the wine, as a matter of fact. And she does a great roasted peanut with the roasted garlic in there. They're just, people love them. People love them. But I like peanut butter. I don't normally do a peanut butter and jelly sandwich per se, but I do like peanut. I eat the little peanut butter crackers, the little Ritz and the Lance peanut butter crackers, and I like those. I'll eat those sometimes at work for lunch. That's my lunch at work sometimes. But peanut butter. Here's the National Peanut Butter Lovers Day. I like peanut butter. I'll drink to that. There's National Pig Day. National Pig Day, which is when I think pig, I think I'm not thinking of pork and things like that because I really don't eat pork. Because for health reasons, I just don't eat pork. Never did. But when I think pig, the first thing that comes to my mind is Arnold the Pig from Green Acres. Green Acres, one of my all-time favorite TV shows. Very well written, just hilarious. And I don't want to get on that track right now, but love Green Acres. And they play it sometimes on MeTV in our local area. But National Pig Day, Arnold the Pig, trained pig, very cool. By the way, the thing on that is, if you ever kept up with it, Frank Inn was the animal trainer who trained and kept Arnold the pig, as well as other animals that were used on the other shows. That there was a trio of shows. There was Green Acres, there was the Beverly Hillbillies, and there was Petticoat Junction. And the three of those were a trio, and they often did crossovers between the three of them with various characters. But Frank Inn, who, I don't know if you remember Petticoat Junction, or if you'd ever know, if you're too young to remember it, and then they show reruns of that on MeTV too, I think, or Cozy TV, or one of those channels. But Petticoat Junction, they had a cute little dog, and the dog's name was just Dog. That was his name, Dog. And Frank Inn trained the dog. Very, very smart dog. It was very. He didn't have a whole lot of screen time on the show, but every time he did, he basically stole the show because he would outsmart the humans all the time. Is my recollection. He was always smarter than the humans on that show. And then, of course, in the Beverly Hillbillies, all the animals that they had on the Beverly Hillbillies. Of course, they had a lot of them because the character Ellie Mae Clampett was, she was an animal lover, and she had all her animals, and they were all trained by Frank Inn. He was the animal trainer for all those shows. Now, the reason I'm mentioning this is because if you don't remember any of those shows, you probably remember this movie or series of movies, Benji. The movie Benji and the series of movies Benji's that come along. Frank Inn also trained the dogs on the original Benji, the dog on the original Benji, because the original Benji was the dog from Petticoat Junction. Yeah, it was the dog from Petticoat Junction. It was on Benji. A lot of people don't know that. A little trivia there. I'm known for my TV trivia. I don't know a whole lot about things, but I do know my TV trivia. Maybe one day we'll do a TV trivia night. Anyway, so let's see. Where was I going with that? National Pig Day. We got really way off that's what this show's about. All right, let's see. This is Self-Injury Awareness Day. That's March 1st. That's tomorrow. Self-Injury Awareness Day. Please don't get injured. But be aware about injuring yourself. So, Self-Injury Awareness Day. And Finishers Medal Day, the first Sunday in March. I don't know. But March 2nd is World Teen Mental Wellness Day. World Teen Mental Wellness Day. I don't want to get into a thing on that, but that's something to be aware of. And my favorite, one of my favorites here, National Banana Cream Pie Day. Okay, I will drink to that. March 2nd is National Banana Cream Pie Day. You like banana cream pie? I love banana pudding, banana cream pie. I love that. National Old Stuff Day. Yeah, I got a lot of old stuff, and my wife considers me old stuff, so I'll drink to the National Old Stuff Day. And National Read Across America Day is also known as Dr. Seuss Day. That's on March 2nd. That's, what is it, Tuesday, Monday. No, Tuesday. Yeah, Monday. It's Monday. Anyway, National Read Across America Day. I love Dr. Seuss stories. We all grew up on Dr. Seuss. If you were a boomer or later, hey boomer, that's me. We remember Dr. Seuss, right? And my wife Chi has joined us in the chat. Hi Chi, how you doing? The food is good. We're going to try the puto in just a few minutes. And my sister Penny has joined us in the chat. Penny, it's great to see you too. Hey, Gina was here earlier. I don't know if she ever recovered or not. She was having connection problems. And she had to log off because she was having some connection issues. I don't know if she ever made it back. But it's good to see you. Hope you all are doing great. And let's see, anything else going on? Nothing on YouTube. And on Twitch, let's see. It looks like everybody went to bed on Twitch. Speak up if you want. Tell me what you would like to see me drinking. And I'm talking to the Twitch people in particular right now. If you would like to see me drinking something in particular, recommend a wine for me to try. I have to draw the line at the vodka, and and I'm talking to the Real Shoe 600. I have to draw the line at the vodka and lemonade, but I did have the vodka lemon lime before, and it was very interesting. It was kind of tasty actually. I liked it because I liked the taste, not because of the vodka, but I thought I liked the taste of it. It was actually pretty good. I don't know where my wife got it from, but I'll have to ask her. She says Pete was asking if you think the wine will be a good pair with Amish butter cheese. I missed it if Pete asked me that before, but I don't see it in the chat there. But Pete, I I don't know. That's a good question. We have to try it with the Amish. I'm not. I'll have to say that this wine's grown on me. And once again, just to let you know, just giving you another shot of this, we are drinking this. We're drinking the Casarena Estate Red Blend 2016. This is from Mendoza, Argentina. And this is a blend, 60% Cabernet Sauvignon, 40% Malbec. And when I first opened this bottle, I could smell, I mean, it was really strong. I could get on the nose, I could get the cherry and the blackberry on the nose. But when I tasted the wine, I did a double take because there was something very, very, it tasted very, very cedary, and I couldn't taste, when I tasted it, I could not taste the berries on the first taste. It was just very cedary and rather somewhat acidic, some tannic. There was some tannins in there, but it was rather acidic, and which is kind of interesting. But it was also it also tasted really, I don't know what the words I'm looking for. It's it was very strong, and I didn't really care for the first taste. Now after I got in and tasted a little bit, I started to get the berries back. Now I'm wondering if maybe that wasn't the wine at all. Maybe that was really my palate. Because here's what happened, and I'm going to tell you that last week, of course, as you know, I canceled the wine stream for last week because late overnight Friday I fell ill, a little bit ill, and I was pretty much in bed all day Saturday. And Saturday night, by the time it was time for the wine stream, I was just really not 100%. I was not really feeling real bad, but I was not 100%. I just didn't think I could handle it, and I had a headache going on, and it was just not good. I wasn't sure what was wrong with me, and she was thinks that it was something I ate, and I kind of tend to agree with her. It had been. It must have been something that I ate earlier maybe earlier in the day or the night before or something. I'm not sure because I pretty much ate most of what they ate, except at work I just had some crackers and a little bit of soup, and that was it. And unless it was the soup, I don't think so. But I really didn't have anything overly. I didn't stuff myself with anything. I didn't have anything really really different or I didn't really do anything, eat anything major. I didn't eat out or anything, so I don't know what it was. But by Saturday, by Friday night, overnight Friday night, just woke me up, and I was not feeling great at all. And then all day Saturday, I just kind of pretty much stayed in bed. I was feeling better Sunday, but I had to skip the wine stream, and I apologize to everyone who were planning to go to the wine stream to do the wine stream last Saturday night, because I was actually planning to open that bottle of wine over there that I picked up, and I had to cancel that. And this week I was going to do it. I was just going to go ahead and open that one this week, but then I'd had this bottle of Casarena that I purchased, and I thought, why don't I just go ahead and open that? So that's what we did. But that was how it went for me last week, and during the course of the week, I lost a couple of pounds because I just didn't eat much of anything for a couple of days. I just was not up to it, and I have been since then. I've been eating rather light, and I've just been kind of eating only a couple of meals a day and not eating really anything heavy, and pushing away the plate after a little bit. So I think my calorie count's a little bit down a little bit, so that's probably good. I need that. So I think I've lost a couple of pounds from it, but I'm feeling much better now. Thank you. And I really appreciate everyone who chimed in and said, hope I'm feeling better. And no, Courtney, if you're watching later, no, it was not coronavirus. So yeah. Anyway, so I want to thank everyone who wished me well on that. So The wine, I don't whether it go good with butter cheese. No, but I tell you what, it does go well. It goes well with the. This wine goes well with the a burger. Now, we had a burger here from Trader Joe's. Not Trader Joe's. What am I saying? From Harris Teeter, our local Harris Teeter supermarket. That is infused with. It's made fresh, not frozen. It's infused with a medium cheddar cheese. That went pretty well with that. It's okay with the. It goes fairly well with the beef summer sausage. I think this is the Hickory Farm sausage. Is that correct, Chi? Hickory Farms. It also. I think we also have some Hickory Farms medium cheddar. It's okay with the cheddar, but I prefer it with the meats. It goes better with the meats. The Gouda, it's okay with the Gouda as well. We've never had a miss on the Gouda yet with any of the wines. And I think by the time I got a little bit farther into the bottle with the wine and had my palate adjusted to this, it was okay with that a little bit. Let's try it with the Puto. I'm sorry. This is a Puto, as I mentioned before. This is a Filipino rice cake. It's a steamed rice cake. She steams it. She doesn't bake it in an oven. It's steamed. Oh, jeez. Well, there you go. That's gonna stain. More excitement on the wine stream, folks. Well, that kept things moving, didn't it? Moving on. Okay. You're gonna see this on the long shot, folks. This is gonna be funny. This is. Yeah, I did. I stained my shirt. Cheese shaking her head, I'm sure. But here we go. Here's the long shot. There you go. The long shot. The wine. Yeah, the wine got me this time. It did get me this time. That's what I get for putting the glass too close. That's what putting the glass way too close to this. Fortunately, I didn't get the keyboard much. But anyway, so fortunately I have a second piece of Puto here, a second one. Anyway, what I was going to say was that I moved it safely out of the way. It's sitting on my Drink with Rick coaster, the official Drink with Rick coaster, which I will be bringing some to to Podfest. I will be bringing some of those to Podfest to give away. So Ed, if you want some, I'll save a couple of coasters for you. Anyway, this is a Filipino steamed rice cake. It's really, really good. It's kind of sweet. It has, I think, rice and vanilla and a couple other things in it. No egg. She said no egg. Very good. We'll try it with some wine. Very good. Never tried one. Ooh, wow. Actually, that's not bad. Never tried Puto with wine before that I can recall. Not in recent memory. This is actually not bad. It's actually good on its own. It's good with butter on it. It's better when it's hot, when it's warm, and it's got butter on it. It's great. They sometimes make this with cheese, a cheese topping on top of it. Yeah, I like that. That's good. Okay, that's a winner with the wine. The Puto with the wine. It's better on the Puto than it is on me. Oh boy. So anyway, let me close this close shot. There you go. Get it off of this. That's embarrassing. Anyway, so yeah, actually that works really well with the Puto. I'm surprised. I'm very surprised. I like this pairing with the wine with the Puto. I like that very much. It's very good. Enjoyed it. Have to have some more of that. And so Chi, you did a really, really good job with that. Anyway, I joke, I tell her that it needs icing. I always tell her that, it needs icing. And of course, I say that's my tagline. That's my tagline for everything. Oh, yeah, this is great. It needs icing. I'm joking with her, of course. I hope she realizes that. Unless, of course, she really wants to put icing on some. She's made her own homemade icing, which is actually very good, by the way. She's never put it on puto. That might be interesting. Hint, hint. Anyway, so I think I don't have anything else right now. I've covered myself with wine. I've taken a little wine bath. I think I'm good for now. I think I've done enough damage for tonight on the wine stream. I think it's almost time to close this up then. But I do want to mention a couple of things. There's look at the wrong show notes. I do want to give a shout out to Bennett Larson at Sunset and Vine, by the way, if he's watching later on. Bennett Larson, Sunset and Vine, that's in Blowing Rock, North Carolina. We've been to his store several times. We purchased a number of wines. We have a couple of wines that we're going to open in a few weeks. We're going to open up a couple of these wines that I picked up at Sunset and Vine and Blowing Rock. Really great people. Bennett Larson and Sharon Chrisman. Sharon Chrisman is the owner. She's the proprietor, and I met them both before. Very nice people, very knowledgeable about the wines. Bennett knows his wine definitely, and really great people. And it's just a really great atmosphere to go shopping for wine. And they do they do a lot of different events there. Oh, and this is up in the mountains in North Carolina, up in the Blowing Rock area. And they know their stuff. It's a lot of fun to go up there. I love their shop. It's really, really nice little shop. And they do wine tastings and things like that. And it's really cool. But we're probably going to be spending a lot more time up there in the coming couple of years. Because my son, as I mentioned before, my son Tommy was accepted to Appalachian State. He was accepted to Appalachian, and so he's going to be going up to Appalachian in the fall. This fall, he's finishing up his last semester at CPCC, and he's doing really well there, by the way. And we're really excited about that. He's going to be graduating. He'll be getting his AA degree at Appalachian. And then he's going to be going up to, he's going to be getting his AA degree at CPCC and then going up to Appalachian in the fall to finish off his 4-year degree in communications. And we're really looking forward to that. But I have a feeling we're going to be spending a lot more time in the mountains here in the coming 2 years. And so we'll be visiting Sunset and Vine a lot. So we'll be looking forward to seeing Bennett and Sharon up there. Anyway, here's to you guys. And look at that. I just did it again, didn't I? Overdid it again. Fortunately, I have plenty. Oh, I'm really making a fool of myself here tonight, right? With the wine. Okay, I think I've had enough. Anyway, so... Next week we are off. Well, there's no wine stream next week. I just want to let everybody know ahead of time that there will be no wine stream next week. I don't want to go into too much, but we're taking the weekend off. Next Saturday night's off, so there will be no wine stream next weekend, which is the weekend of the 7th. Now, the weekend of, we'll be back, the 8th, I'm sorry, Saturday, next weekend, excuse me. Next weekend is the 8th, I believe. And where am I looking at here? That's February. There we go, March. Weekend is the Saturday is the 7th. I was looking at the wrong calendar. So March 7th, we will not be doing a wine stream, just to let everyone know ahead of time. We'll be off that weekend. We will be back the Saturday afterwards on the 14th. We'll be back on the 14th for the next wine stream. Now, tentatively, I'm going to be tasting. We're going to be tasting the one of these two wines here. from Sunset and Vine. But that might change, because when I go down to Orlando, we will be looking at several other wines. If we do wind up at, one of the wine stores in Orlando, and I pick up a few items there, we like Cooper's Hawk. If we go down to Cooper's Hawk again, I might be bringing back a few new wines from there, or we might be bringing back a few new wines from a couple other places. So it kind of depends. We'll see. But if nothing else, then we will be probably opening up a wine from Sunset and Vine, which is going to be interesting because that's kind of a kosher wine. That's a kosher wine. It says it is anyway. I'm not Jewish or anything like that. I'm just, it's just a wine I picked up that he said, hey, this is a good wine. You should try this. I was looking for an organic wine, and this wine is organic. I kind of gotten into the organic wines a bit, and it happens to be a kosher wine as well. So I might open that up and try that out and see how that tastes. Anyway, I just want to thank everyone. We're going to close up the stream now, but I want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. Toilsome Gnome has joined us, and he says Gouda. Yes, Gouda. I love Gouda cheese, don't you? It's great. But this is the Trader Joe's Gouda. This is the Trader Joe's Gouda from the creamy Gouda from Trader Joe's. I love this. Oh, that reminds me. Before we go, I do want to toast Joe, the original Joe, from who Trader Joe's was named after. Joe passed away yesterday. He was 87, I think. 87 years old. But he was the founder of Trader Joe's. And he just passed away. Now, he sold the company. He founded Trader Joe's in I think, 1967 in Pasadena. And that's why Gina, I was going to mention, if Gina was back in there, she would know very well, because my sister Gina, who's lived in Pasadena for many, many years, she knows Trader Joe's very, very well. She's very well familiar with it. But Trader Joe's was pretty much a landmark there for decades. And of course, now Joe, he sold the company, and of course the company expanded and expanded to 400 plus stores across the country. And we got our Trader Joe's. We had our first Trader Joe's here in Charlotte it was a few years after we moved here. We're pretty excited about it. Because up until that point, I don't think we had ever really had been exposed to Trader Joe's, except when we went to California a time or two. But so we were pretty excited to have Trader Joe's come here to Charlotte. Now they have a couple of them here. I think at least one. Maybe I think there's another one up here somewhere. But Trader Joe's now is at 400 to 500 stores, somewhere in that area. And we've had our Trader Joe's here, which is right up the road from us, as a matter of fact. It's fun. It's really cool that our Trader Joe's is less than a mile away from us. We just drive up the road and we stop at Trader Joe's for stuff. It's very convenient, very cool. Love the place. I love Trader Joe's. We all do. And it's been there for, I think, about 7 years now. We've been living in Charlotte for about 12 years now, but it's been there 7 or 8 of the 12 years that we lived here, and we go there quite a bit, and we love the pickles from Trader and some of the stuff, and a lot of the wines. I bought a lot of my wines. Of course, the $2 chuck. I got a $2 chuck sitting over there, which I don't drink, but I did it one time when I was really strapped for cash and loved my wine, but couldn't afford to go out and buy some really good wine. So that's what I did. Was I went to Trader Joe's and had the $2 chuck, which is really $2.99. They're trying to keep it under the $3 so that we could still technically call it $2 chuck. Anyway, so Joe passed away yesterday at, I believe, 87 years old. Here's to Joe from Trader Joe's. I wanted to make that toast. I want to raise my glass to Joe. Great place. I love Trader Joe's. We all love, and of course we have the Trader Joe's creamy Gouda, which is one of my favorite cheeses. Aside, Pete, aside from the Amish butter cheese that I also love very much, and one of these days we're going to get back up there to the Shady Maple and the Shady Maple shop to get some more of that butter cheese. And let's see. She says, let's see, Sean's joined us. Sean, it's great to see you. I'm glad you're here. About to close up the stream, but I'm glad you're here. Better late than never. And you can always catch us on the rewind, too. But, Sean, I'm happy to see you. I'm looking forward to seeing you at PodFest as well. And you and Ed and I have to get together, and we have to open a couple bottles. And Ed was talking about maybe doing a live wine stream there. I thought about it. I don't know, to be honest, I don't know if I can swing it because I don't know about internet connectivity. I mean, we could do it physically, but I don't know about internet connectivity up there for streaming. So I haven't tried it, so I don't know. But it would be fun to do. It'd be fun just to get a drink anyway. And if you're wondering about the stain, you've missed all the fun. You go back catching the rewind. But Sean, it's great to see you. And by the way, I'm bringing Sean. My friend Sean is also a fellow podcaster. He does the Crushing Debt podcast, and if you've never heard it, or if you have debt issues or financial issues, give it a listen. He's got a lot of good advice on there. His book, Crushing Debt, which I've reviewed in the past. I reviewed it on the Wine Stream in the past. It's sitting right back there, and I'm bringing that copy. Sean, I'm looking forward to maybe having you sign that copy when we go up there, because I'm not an autograph hound per se, but I just like, it's just something cool about having your book signed by your friends. It's when your friend writes a book and you have them sign it. There's just something personal and cool about it. I like that, so I'm looking forward to that. Same thing with Chris. I'm gonna Chris Gramitzos. I'm gonna bring my copy of I reviewed his book too. It's Start Ugly, and I want to have him sign that as well. Anyway, so once again, we have been drinking tonight. We've been drinking the Casarena. It's the Casarena Estate Red Blend 2016. My final review on this. My first, this is a 60%. Cabernet Sauvignon, 40% not Merlot, I'm saying Malbec. Yeah, maybe I had too much of this. 60% Cabernet, 40% Malbec. This is from Mendoza, Argentina. I like Argentinian wines, by the way, and I think we've reviewed a couple on the wine stream in the past. The thing is about this wine is that when I first opened it up, it seemed a little bit caustic. I guess that's the word I was looking for. It was a little bit almost caustic. I could smell the berries on the nose, but when I tasted it, there was something really off about it. But as I got it down into the bottle, it mellowed out, and I could actually taste the wine. Now, what that could be is even though I did clear my palate out before the show, it has been over a week because I was out sick for a week last week. Not for a week, but for last week. So it's been over a week since I've actually opened a bottle of wine. I've been drinking water all week. So, and coffee, mostly water. So my palate wasn't 100% there for the wine. So it's possible that maybe that had something to do with it, but I'm not absolutely sure. But as I got it down to the bottle, and I've said this many, many times before, when you get down, you really know the wine when you get down into the bottle. A little slight tasting doesn't do it, but when you get down into the bottle, that's when you can really taste the wine. So as I got down the bottle, it mellowed out, and it was actually okay. It's actually okay. This is the Casarena is okay wine. So you try it. I've been pricing it out $21.99, $15.99 to $21.99 a bottle. The Casarena Estate has it set. The price, their retail price is set at 20, but I've seen it higher than that in a few places. I don't know what it is in California, as my sister Gina asked me earlier, but I'm not 100% sure because I couldn't find it in California. But I paid $17.99 for it at Winestore in Blakeney, in North Carolina. I'd say it's okay. It's a decent wine. It's not my favorite wine. Okay, this is not my favorite, but it's okay. I like it a lot better than than a couple of the other wines I've had in the past. You know, I've had a lot of wine on the show. This is the 50th episode of Drink with Rick on the Saturday Night Wine Stream, and we have 49 plus this one, 50 bottles of wine that I have opened and tasted. Yes. So that's a milestone right there, isn't it? And of course, I didn't drink them all at once, fortunately, for my liver. But it's been a lot of fun. And I want to say I'm going to give one more toast, at the risk of messing myself up again. I'm going to give one more toast for the first year of the wine stream, because we started the wine stream. Here's the thing. We started the wine stream the week before we went to Podfest last year in 2019. And I did it just for fun. It was just something I tried for fun. You know the story. You can go back and listen to it later on previous wine streams. I've mentioned it a few times. Go back to the first one. I just did it just for fun. I went to Podfest after I did that one, so we took a week off. Went to Podfest, and it was just a one-time thing. And I got to Podfest, and I was talking to people about it, and they said, "Hey, wow, you did make that a regular thing," because we had like 400 people show up at that first wine stream, the very first wine stream. We had 400 people watching this thing. It was pretty wild. And I got to Podfest, and everybody was saying, you got to do this, make it a regular thing. So the week after, that's when we kind of officially started it as the Saturday Night Wine Stream. And that's when we started doing it. So anyway, it's been 50 episodes. I missed a couple of weeks, mostly for being out sick, but not from the wine, but just other things. So 50th episode, and of course it's a year later. We're going to go off to Podfest again, and we're going into our second year. So here's to the Saturday Night Wine Stream and Drink with Rick podcast, 50 episodes, one whole year. And we'll see what the next year brings. Anyway, I want to thank everyone tonight for joining me. Let's go to Twitch first. I want to thank the Real Shoe 600 for being with me. And I hope you have a great evening. Get off to bed. Don't overdo it. Get off to bed. And I hope you've recovered from your ciders and vodka lemonades. Add me friend one. Thanks for joining me tonight. And toilsome. Maybe it is the wine talking. Toilsome Gnome. Kind of hard for me to say. Toilsome Gnome, thank you for being here and joining me tonight. I really do appreciate you. I also want to thank all of my everyone who's joined me on YouTube, who's watching passively. I know you're there. And I want to thank everyone. I want to thank Ed for being there, and Pete, and Gordon, and Chris, and my sister Gina, and my sister Penny, my lovely wife Chi, Sean, my good friend Sean, Ed. I'm looking forward to seeing you and Sean both there at Podfest. So I want to thank Ed Panis for being with us tonight. I want to thank everyone for all of you for joining me tonight, because I do appreciate each and every one of you. Once again, drinkwithrick.com, the Saturday Night Wine Stream. Stream Saturday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern. The podcast goes out at 10 p.m. Eastern on Monday nights. You can subscribe to the podcast on our website at drinkwithrick.com. There you can subscribe. We're all over the place. I'm not going to list them all because, there's just so many of them. But you can subscribe on your favorite platform or podcatcher or whatever your app or whatever, Android, iPhone. We're on Apple Podcasts too. So you can catch us everywhere where you can find a podcast. That's where you can catch us. Ask Alexa. Alexa, play Drink with Rick. Google, play Drink with Rick. You can hear it there. And of course, I want to thank. Here we go. Maybe I have had too much. Anyway, I want to thank you all once again for being with us. You can subscribe for the podcast, and of course, catch the wine stream. It's on YouTube, youtube.com. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on Twitch, and of course on our Facebook page. Like our Facebook page, Drink with Rick. You can reach me at rick@savoyamedia.com. That's rick at SAVOIAMEDIA.com. I will respond. You leave comments there. And, this, once again, this is just you and me, all of us getting together and just having a good time. And I hope you'll join me again next time. In the meantime, and of course we're off next week, but in the meantime, please do not drink and drive. I beg of you, please do not drink and drive. If you have to drink, call an Uber, call a Lyft, something that gets you back home. Drink in the comfort of your home, your apartment, your hotel room, wherever you are. Please do not drink and drive. And please do not text and drive. I see too much of that commuting back and forth. Please do not text and drive. It's just not. It's just as dangerous. Distracted driving is just as dangerous as impaired driving. So please don't do that. Please don't do that. Because I want you to be safe. I want you to have a great week, and I want you to have a safe week, and I want you to join me next time, the week after next, for another episode of Drink with Rick on the Saturday Night Wine Stream, so we can all get together and drink with Rick. Good night.